So I got asked what rkgk means in Japanese, and this is just a shortening of rakugaki, or a scribble, graffiti. It's used commonly online by Japanese artists to note that something actually is a sketch, or humbly sometimes to just say, hey, here's something amazing I made, but also kind of note that it's not something that is done professionally. It's just something that's done in their spare time, even if it is, obviously better than a doodle or a sketch. But this actually inspired me to make a kind of longer video because these sort of 4 alphabet things are very, very common in Japanese throughout Japanese net slang history. So let's talk about some big ones. You've heard of Yoji Jukugo. Well, this is Yoji Moji Go, I guess. They don't have a name as far as I'm aware, but there's a few of them. Basically, whenever you see something like this, what has happened is, and let's go with just rakugaki again, they have taken a 4 hiragana word and they have turned it into Romaji and then deleted all the vowels and shrunk it. And you're still supposed to read it as the thing. It's not rkgk, right? It's rakugaki, but the shortening is very, very useful. It's very, very fun. And again, it's contributing to a culture that has existed for quite some time. So this is not going to be comprehensive. I'm not going to cover every one, but some fun ones are things like GKBR, which has nothing to do with Great Britain, but comes from Gakuburu, which itself is a shortening of Gakugaku Buruburu, which is like to be trembling with fear. As Gakugaku and Buruburu are both Japanese gitaigo, like onomatopoeia for vibes, for the sound of trembling. So if you are scared, you can use GKBR, Gakuburu, to show that. And just like the actual one, you can use it as a na adjective. I should note though that GKBR can actually also though in Japanese be a shortening of cockroach, gokiburi, same idea, right? Delete the vowels and then bam, you have a word. That said, in looking up this word online, most of the uses I found of GKBR equaling cockroach were people talking about the phenomenon, but it still does exist, and here's that used in a hashtag of somebody feeding cockroaches to their lizard. I guess for all the hashtag GKBR Kaiwai people out there. hshs is then a shortening of hasu, which is like the sound of you breathing heavily because you're kind of excited or stimulated. Yes, this is often sexual or related to attraction, as in this person who finds today's muscles very hasu. It makes them, breathe heavily. And you can verb it too. If something's super cool, it might make you do the hshs. That said, it doesn't have to be sexual, even though that's probably the primary use. If you're just excited by something, like, otaku goods, you can definitely hshs about it. There's also another use of this, though, which can mean to kind of breathe in deeply. So this person, for instance, is talking about smelling their child's head as something that kind of calms them down. wktk is instead another kind of 2 pairs being shortened to 1 combination because this comes from waku, to be excited, and teka. So if you are very excited, you can say wtkt and express that. This actually has a bit of an origin in ASCII art because there was this cat that someone made that was like waku in front of the T, and then someone upgraded it to waku teka, which combined the phrases together, resulting in, wktk. So if you're excited to go to work, sarcastically potentially, you can use this phrase. You can verb it, just like some of the others. And actually, you can also spell this one as wkta, and I'm not really sure why, but that's allowed, so, knock yourself out. However, there is another variant of this, and this one only works for the wktk form. But basically, a long time ago in the Japanese internet, a picture went viral of somebody getting completely naked before looking at pornography. And this was phrased as zenra taiki, or waiting position while completely naked. And so phrases like wktk shinagara, or while wktking zenra taiki, or even just wktk and then zenra taiki in parentheses, are used as a joking way to say that you are very, very excited for something. It doesn't have to have any relation to the origin of this, nothing I'm showing you in these examples relates to, pornographic stuff, but it is out there and that's why. Then there is kwsk, which is just a shortening of kuwashiku, which is often used with setsumeshite kudasai afterwards, as in please explain it to me, in a very detailed manner, as kuwashi means detail. You can even see it used in links to bios where someone says, if you want more detail, kwsk, you click the link here. And then perhaps one of the most famous is ktkr, which is kitakore, or it has come. And this is used when oh, the thing you're waiting for is finally here. It's a shout of excitement. I think the closest equivalent in English is the it's happening meme that was popular way back when my hairline was still about here. But if you've been waiting for something and it has come, then you can say kitakore by a ktkr and show your little otaku excitement to the internet. But it can also have more of a oh, it's come to this kind of thing, which is, I guess, less positive. Still pretty straightforward to understand. It's very tricky to find when any of these began, but they've been in use at least since the history of Twitter. They definitely predate it. No question. And there are, of course, ones that go beyond 4 characters, like GGRKs is GGRKs. Google it, jackass. It's an order for someone just to look it up on their own. Stop asking questions. Don't call people kasu if you want them to be your friend. And sometimes you cut out more than just the vowels, as in ks coming from, of course it can mean kill steal in English, but kidoku suru, or like to be left on read, for someone to read your message and not reply. But the principle is still the same thing. So if you see a Japanese person suddenly use 4 Roman alphabet letters, which you don't recognize from English or anything like that, it's probably a Japanese word with all the vowels cut out. And if you've never seen that combination before, and I didn't cover in this video, well, you know, GGRKs.